Okay, YouTube, I've got a exterior door installation on a cinder block building with cement floor. Been here 20 years. This is the third time I'm changing over this door, so I'm trying to do it right this time. I've got a home style door just because I found a deal on Facebook on this, and it's the exact style I want. It's got that internal blind that'll go all the way up and down, stays clean inside the two panes of glass, and you can open and close the blinds inside the glass, so I can close it up at night or open it up during the day, get the light in, see across to my other office. 32 inch, 34 and a half rough. I've got a 37 and a half rough on the block. Could have went with a 34 inch door, but when the $1,200 door is on sale for $100 on Facebook Marketplace, you go with that one. And it was 32 before. I was surprised I didn't notice that. I am typically a hardcore 36-inch door guy. At my house, I cut the whole brick away. Oh my God, what a job. I cut the whole block away at my 5-mile house and put a 36-inch front door in. Big project, dusty. Anyway, it's extra high. So what we're gonna do is, I got some pressure treated 2x8s to be the cover up the whole block end to end, and we'll make our door frame up. Then I've got about 10 inches above that to fill, and we're going to do some glass block. So I'm going to make my door frame all the way up. 10 inches down will be another 2x8, and then I got some 6 or 8 inch glass blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to put a purple or green or Miami Vice blue light behind that glass block. It's going to look sweet. Maybe even my name of the business or something in there. But anyway, cement floor, cinder blocks on either side. We went with the Trex decking. Stood at Home Depot for about 4 hours, 3 trips back and forth trying to find the right thing. I wish this was 7.5 inches wide. I think it's 5.5. Which is enough for the door frame. So that'll sit on top of that. And I sloped this concrete for the edge. I hope that's not a trip hazard. We'll see if we're going sideways or this way. Let's just keep it this way, I guess. So Tapcon blue screwed it down, which was a pain in the neck. The 1/4 inch Tapcon snapped right off. No pressure on it. Oh, cheap screw drill, battery drill, boom, snapped 2 of them right out. Couldn't believe it. I was really mad. Fortunately, I had the bigger, whatever they are, 5/16 Tapcons. Those are much stronger than the 1/4 inch. And what I did is I put a bed of mortar down. Tried to do about a 1/2 inch. Probably was more. It's higher than I'd like, but probably a 1/2 inch bed of mortar down. And then this Trex decking blue screwed through that wet mortar. Kept putting my level in it, adjusting the screws. I had to pre-drill them. Had the board down, pre-drilled, started the blue screws, backed them out, put a bed of mortar down, and then found those screw holes. I was very surprised. I was able to find the screw holes again, and then I just kept adjusting by hand, slowly adjusting those screws, putting my level on this way, this way, this way, this way. So I've got just a tiny tilt this way, and I had to straighten out the, I couldn't believe there's a 1/2 inch, 3/8 1/2 inch slant on this floor. So got the base plate leveled out this way and just tilted 1 degree that way to get the water out, because it kept coming in here before. It would leak underneath and come in here, and anytime it rained, I'd be laying in water underneath the cars. It was awful. So that's why I've got a pretty extreme step up and a total sealant with the mortar. And so that, and I'm going to make a slant at the outside edge. I'm going to build up some concrete, 2-inch slant down outside there. I don't think that's a trip hazard. We'll see. I don't know until this dries and I start using it. Once the guys get used to it, it'll be fine for people that are used to it. But I don't know about that. That's pretty extreme. 1.5 inches. The Trex is, what, 3/4, maybe an inch, 1/2 inch mortar. So you got about 1.5 inches slant down. I did this 45-degree mortar edge here. We'll see how that holds up. Maybe try to paint that orange, or maybe put a slanted metal piece there. But I'll have epoxy floor going straight to that edge, and I won't epoxy that slant there so it'll catch your eye. So hope that'll be okay. I think out here it'll be okay because I'll make a slanted, gradual slanted concrete or stone. Maybe I'll get a stone and just pitch it away from the door a little bit, but be a nice 36-inch landing out there. So we just made up a quick form. Just jammed some block in there to hold it tight. I cut out some of that asphalt just so I could prep and build some concrete to slant away from this, because I just want to keep that water away from this doorway this time. So this is 5 1/4, so my door frame will go up to there. My 2x8s will cover this whole thing. And it's 37.5 rough. 3 inches of siding is going to be 34.5. And this is just about 34.5. It's only going to give me about 1/4 inch to play with to plumb up this door. I hope that's enough. I'm assuming when I put my level on it, and of course, of course the cinder blocks are, what's the term? Plumb, level, straight, up and down, properly, professionally done. Just that floor wasn't, which I was a little surprised. So anyway, I'm messing up the camera angles, but exterior door install, cinder block building, cement floor. That's my tip of the week. I'll show more when I got more done. Okay, part 2 on our exterior door installation on a cinder block building with a cement floor. Got this more of a residential style door, but I love these things so much. Internal blind. And I did find out that it does, you can do that. At first I thought, why doesn't it allow me to do that? But so I pull this down, and during the day I can have the light in. This is the biggest problem before. I couldn't see over at the office if customers were showing up when I'm working in the car. So now I can have the door closed, and I can see over at my office if anybody's at the second lot on the other side. Anyway, exterior door install. You'll see the part 1 where we put the, I don't know what I showed in the first video, but the base plate was a real pain to put down. It was a lot of work. We're a little high, maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches high. I don't think it's a trip hazard, but we went with the 37.5-inch rough was what I was given. So I went with the 1.5 inch, and I actually mismeasured this at 34.5. It's actually 33.5, which was fine. I thought I was only going to have a 1/4 inch to play with, which would have been a nightmare. So, put my base plate in as level as I could, just pitched outward just a touch. I got mortar base down below the Trex decking piece, which was a mistake. I should have went with 1x8 pressure treated. I would have lasted fine. Would have stained that and polyurethaned it. Would have been a straighter. The Trex kind of went when I was trying to level it. I was just tightening those screws, squishing the mortar down, which making it super strong. But the Trex is too flexible. But it's straight. It'll do. Level as I could, pitched out just a touch, let that dry overnight, came back the next day, blue screwed. We made the whole frame on the ground, real tight. We did a real good job. Had to use the power planer, which I finally found. Man, I wanted this out at the Chadwick job. I love these things. Not a cheap Harbor Freight tool, power planer, but man, when you're off on your carpentry a little bit, or, this thing's like a octag, what do you call it? It's not a rectangle, it's a freaking octagon. I don't know why on a block building, a Floor was slanted a 1/2 inch down like this. That's why I had to correct it with the base plate. And then even after that, I've got a 1/2 inch. You see, I got a 1/2 inch, 3.5 to 4. It's like an octagon. I don't understand. The block's straight. Maybe I don't know how to use a measuring tape. I don't know. But anyway, my door is perfect. It made the job more difficult. But we made the whole frame on the ground. Had a power planer on this side. Jammed it in there real tight. Blue screwed it. Where did I don't remember. Gosh, my memory's gone now. I'm trying to remember. I'm sure I used. I don't see them though. What in the world? Anyway, I blue screwed. I can't remember blue screwing. I know I did. I'm positive I did. I just don't remember. How many of these do I got left? Okay, so we used the bigger. 5, 10, 15, 20. I don't remember blue screwing that. What in the world is going on in this operation here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're telling me I used 5 screws, which isn't right. I didn't blue screw that in. What in the world? It fits so tight in there, I forgot to blue screw it. What? What in the... I can't believe I did that. Anyway, no big deal. The sucker's so crammed in here. It's that hard. I think I was joking with my guy. Says we built it so good, we don't even have to use screws. And he must have took it literally. I can't believe I didn't blue screw that. It's just impossible. I must have. I have no memory of doing it, so I must not have. What in the world? Okay, so I'll blue screw a couple. It's as tight as could be, and I wouldn't go anywhere in a hurricane, but I will now go back in and blue screw 1, 2, I'll just do 4. I'll do a blue screw, blue screw, blue screw, blue screw. I'll do 4 visible, because we can't do them out here. I literally forgot the blue screw. It was so tight. Holy smokes. Maybe I can fit my drill in here, blue screw there and there. Anyway, that stuff happens. I must have got distracted. So, got the framework in there tight. Start with this side. Okay? I kept the door on the frame. Just put a block down there to help hold the door up. And used 2-inch screws to go through this 1/2 inch plus the 1.5 inch 2x4 rough frame, unscrewed rough frame. So 1, 2 here, did 1 here, and 1 or 2 down low. I think I took a screw out and put the 2 of the long screws in. I got a mortar base. I put the frame in, and I had the caulk on the ground. It was my goofy octagon nonsense going on here. My base was not sitting tight on the ground, which was freaking me out, making me really mad. I tried as hard as I could to get that base plate level, and apparently I didn't. I don't know how. Whatever. Mixed up a batch of cement and started packing the wheel bearing. Just use my paddle, just shove it under this base plate, shove concrete under this base plate from both sides. Got it crammed underneath there, and then it only allows for 1, 2, 3 stainless screws, squishing it down to the truck. So now I've got a super strong. Anybody can walk over that all day. I used to yell at everybody that would walk in here because my threshold was not tight to the ground, and it would just clank and hollow around and got knocked around. And we dragged metal jacks over that and carts and all kinds of stuff. So I spent a lot of time making that indestructible. So 3 screws down, and now, since the rough side of that frame was plumb level straight, we screwed the frame hard to that side of our rough end frame. Did I mess up my camera angles? So that's firm. Now over on this side is where you be gentle. Ran back to Home Depot, got a fence post picket. It's only $2.84, pre-stained, and used that to fill in our big gap. I didn't want to squirt that much foam sealing that up, so I used the fence post picket. It's a little too tight down here. Right, I'm debating right now whether to unscrew it, slide it out, power plane it, shove it back in. I need an 1/8 more inch, but fills up most of our gap. We can get away with just caulk here instead of the triple expanding door and window frame molding, but click. Real nice install. Real nice. What you look for after you've screwed it firmly to your plumb hinge side, this one opens this way, but whatever your hinges are on, you screw that firm. Over on the other side, you be real gentle and you look for the gap. What you do is you look for this gap. I just put some shims here and put one screw to this upper rough frame, but over here we be gentle and pull the weather strip away. And I went with quite a few screws, I think, every 12 inches. Trying to make this pretty firm. Did 2 around the strikers for a little extra strength. I got 1, 2, 3 down low. Down here, I was just trying to pull it real tight. Used extra screws and I really sunk them trying to pull that. I need a 1/16 of an inch down here to be perfection, which we're shooting for. I need a 1/16. When it's cold, it got 35 all of a sudden. Boom. Now, when it's 80 out, stuff will expand. Does that mean it's going to hit harder? We'll see. Maybe I will. I need a 1/16 of an inch there, just at that bottom. 1/8 of an inch maybe. But you see the gap. Tight, tight, tight. Up to 1/4 inch. So, really close enough for this job. It's the weather seal is definitely going to make up for the rest, and it's going to be tight. I just got to suck that in a little 1/16 of an inch, or to be proper, I need to pull that fence picket out. No big deal. It'll take me 20 minutes. Pull that out. I'll power plane the fence picket from there down to there, and run our screws back in. I had 2 screws at the bottom. That's why I didn't do the fence post all the way to the bottom. That'll give me a good excuse. I'll pull them all out. Take me 20 minutes. I'm going to pull all those screws out, pull the fence picket out, power plane it down to the depth I want. This is better than shims, screws through the shims, and then using the triple expanding foam to lightly fill it in. I'm going with pre-stained fence picket, $2.84 wood pieces, and I'm going to make those wood pieces perfect, so I've basically got solid wood stopping air draft from the outside. The rest I'll fill in with caulk. Now, comments and suggestions. I thought I was going to have, ow, my wrist is locking, or elbow's locking up. Thought I was going to have 8 inches open at the top, and our plan was to do the glass blocks. I'm only left with 4 inches on this side, 3.5 over here. Thoughts, suggestions, comments. What can I do up there? I don't want to just cover it with the trim pieces, which is what I'm going to end up doing, but I wanted to do something fancy there. Glass block with a backlight. Comments, suggestions. I'm sure I could get a 4-inch block in there somehow, power plane that side a little bit. That'd be a lot of work. Anything can be done. Trying to figure out how to finish it off. On the inside, I thought last night I'm going to go with the cheap fence pickets, pre-stained, cut them to shape. That's what I did at my Waterford house. Look rustic, wooded on the inside, and it's quick, easy, and cheap. The white trim, the good stuff, is $100 on this side and $100 on the outside. I'm like, cow, I don't want to spend that on trim. So on the outside, we went flush with the block. And I've got whatever, 1, 2.5, 3. So we want a 6-inch trim piece here. I was gonna put a 12-inch white trim piece on the outside, but I haven't decided what fascia I'm putting on this cinder block. I'm assuming I'm gonna do furring strips with insulation with gemstone, so it's gonna be thick, 4 inches. So I need a thick 3, 4, 5-inch trim. So comments, suggestions. I got to think of something quick. I could put cheap wood up for now and change it later. For now, we've got a quick and dirty anti-water intrusion. Wow, I can't believe this concrete doesn't dry within a day. Cold and wet. So definitely effective 2-inch rise. Don't think it'll be a trip hazard. I'm gonna have to smooth that cement out a little bit more to get away from that little lip there, but people can step on it, step over it. I'm Sparky Anderson. Anytime I see a door sill, I step over it. And I just stare at other people and they just look at it and they go boom. They just bam, kick it as hard as they can, step right on it. Bust my other doors. That's why this is the 3rd install I've made in the shop. The other ones we did a real quick slam install one day. That's why they fell apart. So this one, we spent 1 week on this darn thing in the evenings. Gotta go back and get a striker. And I hate these, all right? My tip of the week. These dead key coded, this is the greatest thing in the world, the key coded thing. We got no keys. Everybody just gets a key code. But always a problem every time I install these. On 5 or 6 or 8 of these darn things, and every time it's a fight. I see how difficult that is. It's stuck. Very, very upsetting. And why can't someone come up with a better design? I hate this. I'm OCD, and it just feels like something's wrong. I want something solid, firm, tight, that feels like a quality product. Doesn't matter what I've looked at. They're all trash. But my tip of the week is don't go with the deadbolt one. Go with the door handle key-coded thing. Because that just locks out and turn this handle, the little thingamabopper doesn't go in and out. That's going to last a lot longer. It doesn't need any battery power. These eat batteries. And you see, I don't know what I did yesterday on the install, but comments, suggestions. Somebody smarter than me, tell me what to do. Look at this. I'm turning this and then... see how hard that is? So there's no way. There's 4 batteries in here. I got the good. Those lithium batteries are worth the money for sure for items like this that take a lot of power. But it's not going to work with it's being sticky like this. It's usually not like that. What the heck am I doing wrong on these stupid door handle installs? You know, and then this. Does anyone make a better product than this? Am I doing something wrong? I don't think you can change that. But comment suggestions, let me know what you like and don't like. I'll get some striker plates, finish that up, and just love this glass, just love it. So satisfying. Close her up at night. Now, obviously, people could kick that glass in, but that would make a lot of noise. We're here 24/7. I got cameras right outside the door. They ain't gonna try it. I got my new concrete down, resurfaced. Came out real good. I got flickering lights. I got sparks flying off my copper plumbing on the inside. This is crazy. I've called DTE 4 times. I'm gonna put them on blast Monday morning. Look at this. Look at this nonsense. That ain't right. Let's call my dad. He's a master electrician. He told me shut it down immediately. Call DC now. I've called him 4 times. You can see this box is not professionally done. We're going to redo this with 200 amp service and whole new service entry, but I think that's what we need to do right now. We're blowing out a lot of my stuff. All right, so exterior door install. Comments, please, comments.